Hi, and welcome to the Home Video Emporium. I'm your host, my name is Brendan, and with this series what I hope to do is to catalog my entire collection of home video titles and determine which of these movies still belongs amongst my elite and esteemed collection and needs to be preserved for many years to come, and which of these movies unfortunately may need to be purged and may need to hit the trail to make way for the future movies that I have unfortunately ran out of shelf space and I need to first subtract before I can add. And I'm still obviously looking to add more movies to the collection, so that's what this series is about. We're going to try to get rid of about 30 to 50 movies, and if nothing else, this has been a great time and excuse for me to rewatch a bunch of movies that I may not have seen in a very long time. Today's episode is 1992's The Thing, directed by John Carpenter, based on John Campbell Jr.'s story, Who Goes There? The movie was also adapted and made into a movie called The Thing from Another Place, which I believe last year I had the privilege of watching in 35mm at the Film Forum. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was an old print, but it still really holds up. And the movie's actually a lot different than I thought it was. But it's really great. If you haven't seen either version of The Thing, I highly recommend it. So, John Carpenter's The Thing. I first encountered this on VHS way back in the day. Was pretty blown away by all of the special features. You had Rob Bottin just doing amazing creature design, the whole atmosphere, the Morricone score. This was really top tier stuff. Later revisit this on DVD, and then I believe I got the Blu-ray here at Best Buy. I'm not sure, but I feel like this was one of those Best Buy like kiosk stands they had by the registers where I picked this up. My version here, unfortunately, is very light on special features, which was really shocking. This is one of the most prolific special feature movies of all time. And I looked online, there actually is a special edition of this. It has a lot of things. So this is definitely one that I may need to upgrade and update as... really, other than the movie, that's not much else, but for what it looks like, the one online does have a ton of special features about the effects and all that other stuff, and some behind the scenes stuff. So this one, definitely may not be around for much longer. I may have to update it, and if I do, I may do a special video about some of the special features and say if they're worth buying or not. So as it is, this version I have right here is still worthy of being in the collection. It's still worth buying. Yes, the movie is excellent. The picture is great. The Morricone score sounds great. And even though it's predominantly remembered as this unbelievable special effects movie, which it is, that's only a small part of it. The majority of the movie is really this claustrophobic, paranoid thriller about these men in Antarctica. They don't know who could be the thing, who could not be the thing. And there's plenty of moments in this that, I don't know if Carpenter himself, even knew the answers to some of these, but a lot of times where there's really a bunch of unanswered questions. McCready, who is Kurt Russell's character, at one time, they find a ripped up portion of his like uniform that has his name on it, and it's never really explained where that came from, who ripped it. Childs, Keith David's character, he's missing for the majority of the climax, and he just shows up at the end. Never really sure why, what happened to him. You never really explained how the blood bank kind of got opened and drained. So, I think these are intentional just to really build the paranoia. And, maybe, Carpenter told all the cast who did it and, said, oh, you did this, you were the thing at the time. But it's never really explained. And it really does help just build up, this claustrophobic, whodunit. And so, just like the characters, you're still not really sure who the real victim is or who the real alien monster is. Unfortunately, without that many special features, this is going to be a short video. The movie 100% is worth seeing if you haven't seen it. The special edition Blu-ray or 4K, I don't know. I am planning on getting that. So I'll see whenever I get it. I may come back to this. I may review it with the special features. I'm sure they're going to be worth it. If nothing else, when we get to Videodrone, there is a kind of a roundtable conversation there, and Carpenter does talk about The Thing a lot in that. It's been a long time since I've seen that, but I do know he talks about that. So once we get to Cronenberg, we can circle back to this one and and discuss this. Actually, before we go, believe the last time I actually watched this was right after kind of the COVID restrictions were lifting up, and you could kind of travel, but still not. There were a lot of restrictions still. You still had to wear masks in a lot of places. You really couldn't go out to eat or go to a lot of stores. And it was the first time that I had seen my family since lockdown, however many it was, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever. And since there wasn't much else to do, we watched The Thing together. And it may not seem like the most, way to bring a family together that hasn't seen each other in a long time, but it worked for us. I think we all, we had a great time watching it. And I think right after that, maybe the next time we got together, maybe at the same time, we watched The Fly. So my family and I were really watching these, really intense special feature kind of horror movies. Maybe it was COVID that we just had to, we were still in this intense mode and we had to watch all these just nasty movies. So, have you watched The Thing with your family? Did you watch it after COVID? Is this a family movie? Perhaps. Leave me a comment. Let me know. And also let me know if you have the special edition. Is it worth it? Does it have a lot of great features in it? I'll probably get it either way, but if you have the special edition, let me know. So that'll wrap us up on John Carpenter's 1982 The Thing. Hopefully you're all enjoying the series, and we're still making progress. So, until next time, be kind and rewind to each other. And it's not a true home without home video. Thank you. Good night.